Okay, so, now we're going to talk about, we're going to basically put all these things together, that I was telling you about Jesus. Now, one of the things I forgot to mention was that both Baldur and Jesus were supposed to come back, when, like, Jesus was supposed to be returned when the New Order came, and Baldur wasn't allowed to come back until, the Earth was renewed. Now, I talked a little bit about Baldur's return in my 5th Son video, so go check that out, because I'll help you understand some of the things I'm going to read you right now. And later I'll talk about Jesus' return, because I'm going to make a video about the white horse and the significance of the white horse, because both of them are related. They come back, and it involves a white horse, so we'll talk about that later. Okay, so right now, God is the creator. We know this. We know that God creates. And the definition of God is the supreme or ultimate reality, one controlling or particular aspect of part of reality, the incorporeal divine principle ruling over all eternal spirit, infinite mind, creator of all things. Now, by that definition, I believe that God could be a nebula, and that the Son of God is the sun in the sky, the sun that gives us life. So I think that what they're talking about in the Bible and all these mythologies is just celestial events, cycles of the sun. I think all the sons of God are just cycles of the sun. Okay? And I'll read you some scriptures that kind of back that up. For one, we have John 1:51, and it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made." So that's kind of confusing, but if you read the last part of the scripture, it says, "In him was life, and life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." So that sounds like space to me. Then it says in Psalms, you can read that yourself, that it says that they may know that you alone, whose name is Lord, are the most high over all the earth. So we know that they're saying that the Lord resides over the earth. He stretches out the north over the void, which sounds like space, because we know space is full of nothingness that has something in it, like it's, a black void, and hangs the earth on nothing. Again, it sounds like space to me. And then it says in Leviticus, "For life of every creature is its blood is its life." And so that was important because when Jesus died, he bled blood and water, which you talk about right here. And it said that, in the Bible, it said that when Jesus bled blood and water, it proved that he was the Son of God. Because water is also known to be, like, divine. Now, I'll post a link later about this, but it says that the sun we know that the sun is made out of plasma, and that blood also has plasma in it. It's a different type of plasma, but it's still plasma. And they've also proven that water is on the sun. So now we know that the Son of God has both plasma and water, or blood and water. Okay? So I believe that, like I said, the sun in the sky is the Son of God. Like the Son of God, and that the God is actually a type of nebula, or wherever our sun was created from. So here's the side-by-side comparisons of Jesus and Baldur. They're both the Son of God. Jesus was called Christ the Anointed, and we'll get into what anointed means in a minute, but in Baldur it's called the Shining One, the White One. So again, he sounds like he is the Son. So anointed means you're usually anointed with holy water, and that the being anointed symbolizes, the introduction of sacramental or divine influence, a holy emanation, spirit power of God. So we know that to be anointed is to be of the Spirit of God. So, and holy water is usually made is blessed salt and blessed water. So again, we have, the water seems to be very significant with all of this, and we know that, the earth has water, and the sun has water, and all these things, and salt of the earth, so let's go back. Okay, so Jesus, Son of God, Christ the Anointed, the Shining One, the White One, they were both called Lord, King of Man. They both knew they would die. They were both stabbed with a spear. Jesus was stabbed with a spear that was, or no, his spear wasn't made as, I didn't write this down, but basically the tree that Jesus died on, or the cross was made from a tree that mistletoe grew on, and Baldur was stabbed with a spear made of mistletoe. So we both know that mistletoe was involved in their death. Mary Magdalene was present at Jesus' death, and Baldur's wife was present at his death. And that they're both supposed to return again with the new world, or in Christianity, the new order. Now, the Gospel of Thomas has some sayings of Jesus that I believe also prove the point that Jesus and Baldur are both the sun in the sky. And it says that right here, Jesus said, "I have cast fire upon the world, and look, I am guarding it until it blazes." So we know that the sun is a big fiery ball of plasma, and it casts light on the earth. The disciples of Jesus say to Jesus, they say, "Tell us, how will our end come?" And it says, Jesus said, have you found the beginning then that you are looking for the end? You see, the end will be where the beginning is. Congratulations to the ones who stand at the beginning. That one will know the end and will not taste death. So to me, it sounds like Jesus is saying, this is all about cycles. And I believe that Jesus and Baldur are a type of cycle of the sun, and that all the sons of God, like in Norse mythology, are just types of cycles of the sun. And so there really is no end, because every time something ends, a new cycle begins. And then here, hold on. Down here it says, Jesus said, I don't know if you can see that, my page is freezing, but it says, Jesus said, if they say to you, where have you come from? Oh wait, I'm reading that wrong because my page froze. Okay, it said, right here, okay, Jesus' disciples said, show us this place where you are from, so we may seek it. And then it says here, he said to them, anyone here with 2 ears must better listen. There is light within a person of light, and it shines on the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark. And then he says, if they say to you, where have you come from? Say to them, we have come from the light, from the place where the light came into being itself, established, and appeared in their image. So here he's saying that the kingdom, the place that he came from, is where light came into being by itself. So we know that also. And then it goes on where, like, he says, for this reason I say, if one is whole, one will be filled with light. But if one is divided, one will be filled with darkness. And here he says, one who seeks will find, and for one who knocks, it will be opened. And I believe that all this is talking about is when this cycle ends, which the Mayans believe, you need to watch that Fifth Sun video if you haven't watched it yet. But when this cycle ends, we need to be aware of who we are and aware of our origins in order to pass through into the next cycle. Otherwise, I think we get, I'll make a video about the different cycles and how they're happening and what I think it means. But basically, I think that we really need to do work and find our origins within us, because I believe that the God light is inside of us, and that that we have to resonate with that light when the sun changes, when the new sun is born. Otherwise, we're going to go back to the beginning, and not the beginning that we need to be. We need to move on to the next level, not fall back and start over again. And I unfortunately believe a lot of people are going to be starting over again because they haven't done the work to find who they are on the inside. And it says right here, if your leaders say to you, look, the Father's kingdom is in the sky, then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you. Rather, the Father's kingdom is within you, and it is outside of you. So right here, Jesus is saying that the kingdom of heaven is inside of us. And it says, when you know yourself, then you will be known, and you will understand that you are the children of the living Father. But if you do not know yourself, then you live in poverty. So again, I believe Jesus is the sun, Baldur is the sun in the sky, and that we come from these nebulas, and that we need to remember our origins in order to move on. And if we don't, we're just going to be stuck living the same reality. And it's interesting because then if you go up here really quick and you read again the definition of God, it says the supreme or ultimate reality. Now we know Odin is the god of consciousness, and I will make a video about him later, but also the interesting thing about all this is that Mary Magdalene, Jesus' wife, had a gospel, and in it says the gospel of Mary communicates a vision that the world is passing away, not toward a new creation or a new world order, but toward the dissolution of an illusionary chaos of suffering, death, and legitimate domination. The Savior has come so that each soul might discover its own true spiritual nature, its root in the good, and return to the place of eternal rest beyond the constraints of time, matter, and false morality. Now, this same type of idea is also in the Egyptian gospel. And I have a friend who's making a video about that. But anyway, so I'm going to post all these links to this information, and you should join my Facebook group, which I'll also post a link to, because I'm going to put all of this stuff in there so you can read it yourself. It'll be a lot easier. I'm going to put this document in there as well. So, alright. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.